Today we are opening Chaos Rising! And all of these products I have separated into two groups. And the groups are light versus heavy. So it's light sleeves versus heavy sleeves and light blister pack versus heavy blister pack and so on. And this will be interesting because we actually have interesting weights to observe. Such as the blister packs, which are 0.22 grams in difference. Which is probably the greatest difference for blister packs that I've ever actually weighed. Also the Elite Trainer boxes, because even though both of them came from Best Buy, the weights were totally different. But let's start with the sleeves. We have the lightest 4 versus the heaviest 4. And among the heaviest, we do have a heavy weight, which was a 32 gram sleeve, while everything else was under 32 grams. But let's start with the lightest, and these were grouped based off of the entire weight of the sleeve and not the weight of the pack. And that is the order that I'm going off of as well. So the lightest sleeve is 31.76 and the pack is 22.57. Let's begin. And I have been seeing a lot of people pull a lot of cool things. Oh, we already have a textured. Look at that. Nice special red card. It's definitely red. Can't be anything else other than a red card. I have been seeing so many people pull a lot of awesome things from Chaos Rising, at least on YouTube, which probably means maybe I won't really have the chance to do that because everyone else is finding stuff. I'm so pessimistic. But yep, here we go. Let's start about Chaos Rising with a special red card. And that was the lightest. Wait, 31.77 grams is next, and the pack is 22.59. So the sleeve is heavier and the pack is heavier. Yeah, this is nice. Mega Dragarge or whatever. I don't know how to pronounce his name. There's a base in the back. Okay. And we have Mega Floette. Yeah. That's pretty cool. Starting off not too bad. Mega Floette seems like the least intimidating Pokemon until it brings up, I guess, its flower cannon. Can't judge a Pokemon by its looks. The next one is 31.79 grams as a sleeve and 22.57 grams as a pack. So it went down in weight pack-wise. That means you might not be able to, necessarily weigh, as in, know exactly what's going to be inside a sleeve. But if the sleeves are generally within the same weight, then the packs actually kind of seem like they would generally be within the same weight too, like the sleeves that we just opened. As well as the first sleeve, 22.57 and a 31.76. Yeah, they're all within a 0.57 to 0.59 range. Now, how about the last of the lightest sleeves, 31.79 to 22.61 now. So, oh man, this pack, I thought it was upside down because Greninja was like this. And then I realized, no, Greninja is supposed to be upside down. So confusing. Nothing there. Ew, we got water energy now. Cool. What? Bubbly energy? Really? It sounds too cute to be energy. Now we're in the heavier stack. The lightest in this group is 31.82 grams and the pack is 22.60. So lighter than the last one. Doesn't mean there's anything in it. Whoa, Beedrill. We got a Beedrill. That's cool. Totally off-centered, but that's cool. Pretty neat seeing an original 151 Pokemon. It's not too bad. I like how the yellow of Beedrill contrasts with the purple in the back. But we're not done. 31.85 gram sleeve to 22.56. So a drastic drop in the pack weight. So even though you have a heavy sleeve, might not be a heavy pack. We have another textured. Bam! Felipe? Or Philippe? What is he? Or not what is he? Who is he? Man, is this a bad guy? Is this from Pokemon ZA maybe? I do not recognize him. And I haven't played Pokemon ZA and I doubt I'll ever have time for it. So maybe he's the bad guy for that? I don't know. But this is awesome. We're pulling so many ultra rares. Now it's 31.94 grams to 22.68. This is definitely a step up here in terms of the pack weight as well as the sleeve weight. And we have nice Watchog. At first I thought there was a texture in the back, but that was the camera fooling me. Finally, we have an IR, the first IR Watchog. Oh, this has got to be, yeah, this is definitely ZA, right? Pretty sure that's from ZA without actually playing the game, so maybe I shouldn't be that sure. Watchog looks like he's wearing a construction vest or some sort of caution vest or something. Is that what it's supposed to imitate? I don't know. It's just strange. He has a bright yellow pattern on his, otherwise very brown fur. But man, these sleeves are loaded and I am not upset about that. Okay, so this is the heaviest sleeve that I have found. 32 grams flat with a 22.72 gram pack. So the heaviest sleeve ended up having the heaviest pack as well. Don't know if it means anything. Nope. Nothing. So even though you have a super heavy pack doesn't mean you're gonna get a hit from it. Vulpix. Vulpix was one of my first favorite Pokemon. Always precious to me. And that was not a bad start. I typically have very terrible luck with sleeves, but Best Buy sleeves did not disappoint this time. Now we're doing the blister packs, the ones that had quite a bit of difference in between in terms of weight. So we'll do the lightest one, 97.20 grams. And then the heavier one is 97.42 grams. And yes, it just so happens that the lighter one had the lightest packs and the heavier one had the heavier packs. Let's take a look at Charmeleon. Wow, that's not a bad picture of Charmeleon. I like the flames. This picture is very action-packed. But as usual, it's like a very badly cut promo card. These blister packs, their promo cards very rarely, at least in my experience, they very rarely end up being nicely cut, They have never been gradable. But here we are. Here are the packs, the lightest being 22.54 for the lightest blister pack. Vulpix. I know my Vulpix. Oh, Ninetales! Oh, man. Since I like Vulpix, I also like Ninetales. And yeah, I really do like Ninetales. There's Felipe. Oh, there's Prism Tower. Nice. Literally the tower I was pointing out. And Watchogs? Not Watchhogs. Watchog. Prism Tower. And then Prism Tower right there. They're not connecting cards, but they are related cards. There's a Beldum. I don't know if you see that yet. You should. Beldum, right there. I didn't realize Beldum could fly so high, but then I realized ever since Beldum was created in the games, it just hovered. So, of course, it can fly. Man, I am pulling so many URs. Is that supposed to be a thing? 22.57 is next. And the label was sideways because I had put it back into its original packaging without having written the weight down, and I needed to see it. Nothing there. Or at least I needed to see it through the packaging. 22.63. Best way to do that was to put it on the side. So much trash. Okay. Base. Oh, magnetic energy. Oh, okay. Oh, there's Beedrill. The base form. Nice. Is this a computer-generated artwork or something? It looks almost like that. It's got that smooth, super rendered look like it was generated on a computer or something. Now we're on to the next one, the heavier blister pack, 97.42. And again, these ones did have the heavier packs. Maybe blister packs are weighable to a degree. Come out, Charmeleon. There. Finally. Charmeleon again. And this one is a little better in terms of the corners at least. Lightest is 22.62. So far it's looking like heavier ones don't necessarily have hits. It's really the lighter ones. Okay, 22.70. Nothing. Not getting a whole ton of IRs though. I want some more IRs. 22.72. Vulpix. Well, we have a base. Mega Pyroar. Nice, nice. Wait, what is this? There's a little... Is that a... Oh, that's a little piece of debris from manufacturing. It's good. Now we're going on to ETBs. And the lightest ETB was 1 pound and 7.38 ounces. And I did that because I realized my scale for the heavier stuff, it does the hundredths of an ounce, which it doesn't do for grams, past a certain weight. But since it does that with ounces, I might as well do that and then convert it into grams. So this box is therefore 662.8119 grams. That is the most precise that I have done for any product. But here is the Chaos Rising ETB. Really nice artwork. There's the player guide. I want to find this guy if possible. And like I had said, both of these ETBs were from the same Best Buy. And even though their weights didn't vary significantly, the weights of their packs were significantly different. This lighter ETB had packs that weighed largely in the 22.5s. The heaviest is just 22.6, but the heavier ETB, the packs were largely in the 0.6s. And here's the promo. Fennekin! That is so cute. Pretty good promo in my opinion. Well, so let's start with this one. Lightest is 22.48. So what's better? A lighter ETB or a heavier ETB? I don't know. A Ampharos. Hey, what is this? Gorgeist, that's right. This is a weird Pokemon. Just saying, it looks like a pumpkin that has a growth on it. I like the Pumpkaboo form. That's really cute, but then like it evolves into something pretty weird looking. But okay. Yeah, we're seriously finding a lot of URs, ultra rares. 22.54 is the next one. Fennekin. Prism Tower. Nothing. 22.54 again. And I totally forgot to mention that this ETB also has a bunch of 0.54s. I don't know why. Might be that 0.54s have nothing. 22.54. Which it looks like it kind of does have nothing. Prove me wrong, 0.54. Nope. It's not proving me wrong. 0.54. This is the last 0.54. Phanpy. Well, Nitro Energy. Man, are they trying to reinvent the energy? 22.55 now. Oopsies. My bad. Emma. Ampharos or Ampharos. 22.56. We have only found like one thing in this ETB. Oh, finally something that isn't a one thing. As in, it's no longer a one thing. I don't know what I'm saying. Clay doll. That's cool. I like the stars in the background. That is a really good image of Clay doll. Just saying. Anything with stars or space or like a night sky. It just looks really good. Two more packs. 22.56. Mega Floette again? Sure. And the last one for this box, 22.60. I can't even get it out. Zubat. Special red card. Nothing. So it was just 3 hits in that ETB. So here's the heavier one. 1 pound and 7.46 ounces. So very tiny difference. 665.0798 grams. And yeah, very small difference, but here are the packs. The packs are mostly in the 0.6s right here. So in this case, the heavier ETB did have the heavier packs. Okay, 22.55 is the lightest. I'll just flip this way. Base? Mega Floette? Why do I keep saying Mega Floette? I don't need another one. Next is 22.56. Patrat. Nothing there. 22.59. And this is not ripping properly. Also the barcodes, the codes basically, for the packs, they're all the same. Nothing different about the serial numbers or anything. 22.60. Yeah, these pack wrappers are not ripping in the same way as everything else. Cinccino. And then 22.61. Froakie. I'm still waiting for a lot of stuff too. In terms of Chaos Rising products, I did get stuff from Pokemon Center, 22.61, but this is the latest that they've ever shipped. The label has been created, but nothing has like actually started moving. So I don't know. 22.62. I don't know when anything's going to get here. Hopefully very soon. But yeah. We're just stuck with these smaller products for now. 22.63. Last two. Vulpix. Oh, nice. Frogadier. This is definitely a good IR chase. And nothing in the back. Oh, this looks beastly. Got Nitro Energy and Fire Energy. But yeah, Frogadier, that's cool. I really like the colors for Frogadier, and I'm sure Froakie is probably gonna look similar. I did not want to pay that close attention to the IRs so that it's a bit of a surprise. But I have a general idea. There's a lot of water in it. Frogadier, Froakie, and Greninja. That would be great if we could pull all of those and then record data from them. Okay, final pack. 22.64. I can't grab it. There we go. VMP. Just go to the back and nothing. Bubbly energy. So when it comes to ETBs, I don't necessarily think they are weighable to a degree. I never really know if ETBs can be weighable just because on average they seem to guarantee 3 hits at least. Sometimes 4, and they're somewhat all over the place. Granted, you know, for the lightest ETB box, the 0.56 is both of them ended up having hits. But in the heavier one, they're kind of scattered. But if we put them all together in a chart, I don't know. I'm sure it will paint a somewhat different picture. Now, the sleeves were pretty good. We got so many ultra rares in the 0.57 pack. And then the 0.6056 and... No, wait. Yeah, 68 is an IR. Never mind. So these 3 right here. 57, 56 is 60. Maybe, you know, a good range for ultra rares. And we did have a 0.54 here. That's an ultra rare, but that's a 3-pack blister. So maybe 0.54 to, you know, 60. That's a pretty large range, but I mean, that's where the ultra rares were pretty much found. This one, Gorgeist ultra rare for Elite Trainer box, that was 0.48. So it looks like the lighter you go in terms of pack weight, so not the product, but just the pack weight, maybe the greater chance of finding an ultra rare. I don't know. The IRs were scattered. There was a 6.8, then there was a 5.6, and then there was a 6.3. So can't say anything about IRs. And bases are bases, they're just everywhere. Now comparing the light to the heavy, well, for ETBs, it looks like it doesn't necessarily matter, because if they're just gonna, you know, guarantee a certain number of hits, then they're gonna guarantee a certain number of hits. You don't have to be concerned about whether or not an Elite Trainer box is lighter or heavier than another. You just have to be concerned if it doesn't reach a certain weight. ETBs, they weigh 660-ish grams. If they are 22 grams or less, and 22 grams is pretty much the weight of a pack, then that means it's missing a pack. That's really all you need to know about Elite Trainer boxes. Now for blister packs, it just so happens our lighter one had more hits than the heavier one. And then for our sleeves, well, our heavier sleeves had 1 more hit than the lighter ones. Again, it's just 8 sleeves, so not saying, you know, if you were to divide it between light and heavy, the heaviers are always going to get more hits. But in this case, the heavier ones won. But I'm definitely not getting sleeves again because they are pretty risky. If you had seen my 2 other videos doing sleeve openings, that was Perfect Order and Phantasmal Flames, they didn't really have the best chances of getting a hit, apparently. Some of them I bought from local game shops, and a few of them I bought from Walmart. And I don't know if game shops do anything with their sleeves, or they weigh them or not, or repackage them or not. But to me, they are just risky. They are easy to reseal. So I just stick with all the other products. Anyhow, that is it for today's opening. Hopefully I get more Chaos Rising next week. I know one thing will be coming in, but it is not early next week. It is later. And I don't even know when Pokemon Center is going to ship their stuff. They are really delayed. I have a label created, but nothing is moving. Anyhow, see you in the next one.